knew going in pretty much what the EA conference was all going to be about. We'll start with EA just because that was the first one. It kicked off on Saturday,
Yes.
which I mean
it was pre E3.
Pre E3.
Too many acronyms when EA Play appeared, as you say, on the Saturday before E3, and they did this. Was last year the first year EA did it? It's a couple of years maybe. It's been hasn't it?
So last year Bethesda broke the trend of doing it early, and that was on the Sunday. Whereas EA essentially kind of jumped the gun early again by doing it on the Saturday, and basically I think everybody was pretty much still flying out to E3 over the weekend, or they had to fly out a bit early. So it was a bit, I think, caught everybody kind of by surprise. But overall, EA conference was kind of what you expected.
Sports.
All sports. Although saying that, you're a big FIFA guy.
I am, yes, I am, and I have to admit, like, we could have arguments about FIFA and PES till the cows come home. You know. Doesn't matter what you like, what one you like. I like FIFA. FIFA's what floats my boat. I really liked the introduction of the kind of career mode, the journey. It was called, and they look to be expanding that further.
Yeah, so it's basically picking up that same character, yes. And so I haven't played FIFA, so I'm not too sure exactly how that story kind of mode really kind of fleshed out over the course of the game.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that by the end of it, he got signed up to a big Premiership club.
Depending on the way depending on how you play the game, absolutely right. That's it. You know, you could end up at the top of the pile at the bottom, depending on how good a FIFA player you are.
Yeah.
Where EA look to have taken this formula and now have applied it to Madden as well.
Yeah. So that is one I'm actually quite excited for, because I mean, although I haven't played a Madden game in the past kind of few years, on the Sega Mega Drive, I was a big Madden fan, and even actually on the 360 I had quite a few Madden games as well, but I've missed them out over the past couple of years because they were being a little bit too iterative, which is unfortunately just the way sports franchises go. They have to come out every year, roster updates, they try and add new features, but a lot of the times they don't do anything that's possibly truly innovative. And the fact that it's now got a career mode, like a proper story mode where you take this down and out, or kind of this character who's probably from kind of the poor side of town, and gets his big break, and then you can hopefully take him to megastardom. That actually sounds really pretty cool, doesn't it?
Super Bowl or MVP,
yeah,
exactly. That kind of thing. And I think EA it looks like they've kind of thrown all the money that they have in their wallets for this one, because the cast for the Madden version of the Journey, I can't remember what the Madden version is called anyway. It's quite a stellar cast. The boy that was the baddie in Luke Cage, the gang.
Oh, he was also in House of Cards. Remy from House of Cards.
That's right. He looks to be the kind of father figure.
Yes.
And it seems to be following a similar story to the Journey in FIFA, where, as you say, it's all about him growing up. He's growing up with his best friend. Yep. And then they end up playing for the same club, and then, of course,
there's going to be a
rivalry. Rivalry, you know. It's a soap opera.
Every sports cliche under the sun, but it's going to be done in the Madden kind of, because they have the license, it's all going to have all the bells and whistles around it, and it's probably going to look fantastic in 4K on the Xbox One X, no doubt. Dropping that early, and I'm sure, regardless of any console that comes on, it's probably going to look fantastic as well. I mean,
absolutely.
That's the thing with the sports franchises on for EA. They always go to town with how realistic and how photorealistic the players look. I mean, NBA series looks incredible, and I know a lot of people are probably thinking, but it's just a basketball game. There'll be another one next year, but that's kind of doing a little bit of a discredit to all the effort that all these developers put into this.
And these games have a huge fan base, an absolutely huge fan base.
Absolutely.
I will say the pros, the well-known pros, look fantastic. The ones that aren't so well-known, okay, EA, maybe, I know it's difficult because there's thousands and thousands of players all over the world, you know, that you lose the shine a wee bit there, but take nothing away from them. You know, EA, I think the only other company that comes close to sports is actually 2K. With the WWE stuff and NBA and whatnot, but this is obviously EA we're talking about here, and the sports staples are coming back for another year. You know, you'll either love them or you'll hate them.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going to be there. They're going to be there.
And speaking of another game that is coming back for this year, and that is one that I wasn't bothered about at all, but Need for Speed.
Oh, I love
Need for Speed is coming back with Payback.
Love it, yes.
And it seems to be there. I mean, as much as I really liked the most recent Need for Speed, which is just called Need for Speed, there's no kind of tagline, unlike the previous ones like Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted. It was just Need for Speed. And it was done very much like live action video. It was entirely kind of first person where, for the cutscenes, I mean, where you were this kind of character. You never really kind of saw what you looked like, but they were all talking to you. And it was going down this Fast and Furious kind of road in terms of the cast of characters that you met. But Payback looks like it's gone full bore Fast and Furious, and that is no bad thing. It looks absolutely awesome.
The was it the trailer at E3 showing you taking in a truck that had the Koenigsegg?
The Koenigsegg,
it looks nuts.
I know,
and that's before you just get into the actual game itself. I'm a huge lover of the Need for Speed series. We will no doubt come on to Gran Turismo, GT, and Forza. Followed in line, but for me, the arcade racing of Need for Speed is because I'm crap at car racing. I like to be able to drift.
You don't like the sims, do you? Yeah, the hardcore sims. But I got to admit, I love that too because it harks back to that outrun kind of feel of an arcade kind of power slide where you're drifting for like forever, it seems, and you can chain the drifts together. But also, what I really liked about the Payback kind of reveal during that sequence that you mentioned about taking down the truck or breaking into the truck, is there was obviously like I want to drop Hot Pursuit here, but it was basically a pursuit where these obviously the cliche German automobiles, blacked out windows, black sedans, right? Pursuing our heroes with their tricked out max power spoilers, flamethrowers coming out of the exhaust, all this kind of stuff. And the way they were doing the takedowns was very Burnout.
It's very Burnout,
wasn't it? I mean,
the team that came from Burnout obviously moved across. When I think EA bought them over, didn't they? The Criterion, the guys at Criterion. The majority of that dev team came across, and there is an awful lot of Burnout in these recent versions of Need for Speed, which is another reason why I love them.
It's going to be awesome. It's the kind of thing where you go in knowing it's going to be completely dumb, stupid fun, but you know what? That's what works for Fast and Furious as a franchise. I mean, who would have thought a dumb movie about drag racing cars in downtown LA would spawn $1 billion franchise, 8 movies deep?
Absolutely.
It's just ridiculous. So if Payback can capture the heart of the group, the cast of characters, like what Fast and Furious have done on the big screen, then I think it's going to be awesome. Absolutely
the crashes alone, when you see some of the crashes are spectacular in this game from what I've seen so far. So it's one on my radar certainly, because I still EA Access has Need for Speed.
Oh, the early trial or something, do they?
Just the full game. If you've got EA Access, you can have the full game, the last game in the series. Wasn't it? That was.
The most recent one. I beg your pardon. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Escape Trainer. Well, it was just Need for Speed. That was the reboot, wasn't it?
It was a bit of a reboot, yeah, but it did. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's definitely one of my radar. Definitely.
It looks pretty awesome. Now, one game that I want to kind of highlight for EA's press conference that I was totally shocked about, but after seeing it on the reveal and reading a bit more about it post conference, it looks amazing and it is a hell of a gamble for an indie game that looks like a Naughty Dog game. You know what it is?
I know what it is.
It's called, I'm trying to remember the name of it, A Way Out.
A Way Out.
And I was like, is it Prison Break? What the hell is it called again? A Way Out. Now, the coolest thing about this is they're touting it as co-op only. So there's going to be online co-op.
Yes.
But I believe there's not going to be any matchmaking. It has to be somebody that you know, a bit like Destiny in that regard.
Yes.
There's going to be matchmaking either. So it has to be somebody on your friends list, I'm assuming, or couch co-op. Now, couch co-op is going to be probably the ideal way to play it. Yes. But like us, I'd love to be playing this game with you.
Absolutely.
We obviously can't get together all the time. We get together occasionally for a drunken stupor, but sometimes, most of the time, we are on Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network. So we're going to be kind of chatting through the headset and playing that way. But the fact that the whole thing, now, I don't know actually how the online co-op is going to work if you get a screen each. But what was really cool about the local co-op is that it's split screen. So player 1, player 2 goes about the game, and they don't have to stick together. They can just go about different parts of the game, and you see them side by side in the split screen.
I have a feeling, I'm pretty sure EA said that even if you're doing it online, you will both still have that split screen, because you have to see you have to see what your partner is doing to kind of help you plan things. I do, you're absolutely right. I love the fact that EA, this is a gamble. It honestly is a gamble for somebody like EA. For any of the big publishers to release a new IP like this, it's got a great hook to it. It's got a fabulous hook to it.
Yeah,
both
it does.
As you say, couch co-op or even online. The fact that and it's hugely story driven, which is another big thing.
The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is because the real E3 was so kind of, it caught everybody off guard. And thought, oh my god, what is this? And everybody's been banding about comparing them to Naughty Dog, which makes me nervous because yes, it looks phenomenal. The presentation looks great as well, and it does look like an Uncharted style of game.
Well, there's a lot of that. Bit that we saw at E3 reminds me of the opening scenes in Uncharted 4.
Yeah, where Drake's in prison. Exactly. But what I'm a little bit concerned about is that people kind of overemphasize or put on they build it up too much to what it's not going to be. They're going to be expecting this massive AAA adventure game, where it's an indie game. You have to remember that it is an indie game, so it's probably not going to be possibly that long or that big in terms of the set piece. It might be. We might be talking absolute bollocks here, and we're totally surprised. But the fact is that it starts in prison, but it's not just in prison. No. You actually get outside. The prison part seems to be just a little bit of it. And then they showed footage of you out in the wilderness doing different things in a diner where I think I'm trying to remember, did a police officer come in, and then the other guy is in the John, doing his business, and then it's like, oh, what do you do? Is he going to make your buddy, and then do you have to take out the sheriff, or all this kind of stuff, this paranoia?
This is what's really exciting about it. There's hugely exciting about it. All these ways that open up. But indie title, please let's not have another debacle like No Man's Sky with this, please.
Yes, expectations.
Expectations, and I hope lessons have been learned from that. Although this has nothing to do with EA, obviously with No Man's Sky, but hopefully that this doesn't get so hyped up and so many things promised. At the moment, it's looking fabulous.
It does really
nice to see a new premise. Really nice to see a new idea.
Entirely new idea, which is great for EA as well. And then. I'm just trying to think, before we get to the big one of EA's press conference, which we all know, was there anything else before we get into that one?
Well, we'll save the other one that I was going to raise just now. We'll save that for the Xbox one.
Oh, okay.
Which which one I'm talking about.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. That's fine, because that was the main reveal was on the Xbox conference. It was just a little logo teaser, so we kind of gloss over. I'm not interested in the logo teasers. We want the games. Give us the gameplay footage. But Star Wars Battlefront 2. You can tell we're our big Star Wars fans here.
Back in episode one, wasn't it Gamer Tag Talks?
Oh God, yeah.
Back at the start of the year, obviously Battlefront 2 was on our must-watch games list.
Yeah, and that's right.
Holy crap! We're on a cracker.
Yeah, so we put together a bit of a kind of wish list as what we thought. It hadn't been announced when we did that one. It was part of our most anticipated games. That's right. And we started to just basically spitball what we thought, what we wanted, what we were dreaming that would be featured in it, and did pretty much that reveal deliver most of that. And I think there were a lot of really cool money shots. Oh God!
I think the fact as well, and again, you always. These days you learn to take these things with a pinch of salt, but when you see the video running with the actual in-game footage, you can go, oh man! Because it does. It looks fabulous. It does. I don't know where to start with it.
Well, first of all, before you have a lot of think, the Battlefront games, let's be honest, Battlefront 1 looked phenomenal. Yes. It looked and sounded phenomenal. The graphics of these games, the presentation of the games, that's never been the issue. The issue has been content. And EA listened, and they have admitted that the first one was rushed out, and they really have kind of listened to fan feedback, and they even did that on the press conference very humbly, which was quite impressive to see from a massive conglomerate like EA.
Absolutely.
All those kind of tweets firing up on the big screen. It was like, everybody wants to know, is this going to have a campaign? And oh boy, does it have a campaign. But not just that. Pretty much every Star Wars game, apart from possibly TIE Fighter, next week will be TIE Fighter, they've always taken the approach of you play as the Rebel Alliance. Or somebody in the Rebel Alliance, or somebody who's just a down-and-out Joe who gets sucked into the Rebel Alliance's side. I'm thinking KOTOR here, where you don't really start off as anybody, any allegiance as such, but you basically side with the Rebel Alliance, and that is your story. Now, what's exciting about this one is that it takes on the premise that you are an Empire soldier.
Yes.
An elite kind of special forces sort of thing.
Special forces. What looks to be special forces. I love that, the TIE fighter pilots. The outfit alone.
Yes.
With the TIE fighter pilot outfit and then the black, the red,
the black and a gas mask sort of thing, and it looks amazing.
Screams cosplay. Cosplay.
Well, they always have. That's right. Now, this is picking up immediately after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
So the trailer the single player trailer that they revealed, not E3, this was before E3, was a shot of the main. I don't really want to call her a protagonist. Is she an antagonist? Because she's siding with the bad guys. I don't know. The rebels that be an antagonist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Does she switch sides? Oh, I don't know. But basically, it's her looking up on Endor, seeing the Death Star explode, and then it's the very kind of question that nobody really thinks about. It's like, shit, there's thousands of these troopers who were just soldiers with not necessarily any kind of brainwashing as such, thinking, well, I was just fighting a war here. My captain, my commander has just been blown to shit. What happens now?
Yes.
But of course, the war still rages on, as was clear. Yeah. And we're just really excited to find out where that's going to go on a narrative kind of standpoint. And is it going to be an epic one? Is it, hopefully, I'm hoping that they're not going to do the thing which a lot of heavily multiplayer games do, and is treat the campaign like an extended tutorial for the multiplayer. And I think that's such a cop-out, and it's such a missed opportunity as well.
It's exactly what they did in the first Battlefront, really. That was the big downfall, when you played it solo like that. It was just training missions at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping that they do a really robust, really substantial, interesting narrative.
Yeah, absolutely.
We obviously want all those set pieces. We want the space missions. We want, bombing around Hoth in an A-wing or an X-wing or a slow speeder taking out AT-ATs. But of course, the new planets, which they're maybe going to hint at as well, or of course the classic planets we're probably going to get to see as well. Yeah. But it's really taking that approach from the side of the Empire as a whole. I mean, the doors are off basically.
Exactly.
Right? It could go anywhere they want, because this is apparently to fill in the gaps between The Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi. So that is, what, 40 years, 30 years?
30, 40 years, something like that, yes.
So what the hell happened within that time? There's a lot to obviously discuss here. Is it going to introduce Kylo Ren as a character? And I'm trying to remember what the Empire are called.
The First Order.
The First Order, that's what it is. Yeah, so they obviously kind of regrouped, reformed, and built up the new. I mean, Phasma is obviously maybe going to be introduced. Do you think?
Yeah,
possibly.
It's going to, because if I remember right, they're classing all of the games now as canon, aren't they? I'm sure they're classing. So obviously, this is going to be a lead into to
the Last Jedi,
Force Awakens and the Last Jedi.
Yeah. So.
Two other there'll be hints. The single player is very exciting. Very, very exciting.
It's going to be awesome.
But the multiplayer is going to be amazing.
We haven't even talked about the multiplayer. And there was the multiplayer that was the big reveal. And we've completely glossed over it. Sorry, guys. So the multiplayer, they're spanning all 6 movies. So the prequels, a lot of them were hating them. They looked stunning.
Oh, they look better. They look better than the movie. It looks better than the movies.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, and the fact that they're bringing back classes, which was the biggest thing that everybody wanted. Did they mention clans of any kind? I think they did. I'm trying to remember now.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I hope they introduce more than just your 2-man.
Oh, the squad up.
Because that was a bit of a feeling of Battlefront. I think
you only had one partner. You couldn't form your squad. We want that. We want
when they kind of Battlefield 1 type Battlefield.
We want the Battlefield 1 kind of setup, really, where you can form your own squads, jump in it. I think it maxed out, what was it, 5 or 6 per squad?
5 per squad, yeah.
5 per squad, and then you just jump into your game with your pals in the same squad, instead of being randomly picked wherever there's a gap on the teams, and bringing back all those game modes that we loved from, all those game modes from the original Star Wars Battlefront games on the OG Xbox. Now, as a side note, completely off tangent here, because I'm jumping ahead a little bit to the Xbox conference, but we will come back to this, because they announced backward compatibility for the OG games on the Xbox One, do you reckon they're going to make Battlefront 1 and 2 compatible?
Wow, that would be big. That would be huge.
Or
do they not
want to go there just in case?
Because they've been, Microsoft have been drip feeding the backwards compatibility on the 360 month on month.
Yeah.
So that would be very interesting to see. I mean, you're also talking about classics like Star Wars Starfighter. And
Jedi
Starfighter.
That's right. Pod racing. Yeah.
Pod racing, which was actually a really good racing game.
Yeah. Especially with the resurgence of games like Wipeout coming back. I mean, Pod Racer is the time right for a resurgence there and other kind of older games that we've kind of maybe forgotten about, or the younger generation have no idea about.
I would
bring that kind of stuff
happily go back and play Commando.
Republic Commando. That is we have waxed oracle about this for so long, hours and hours, weeks. I'm pretty sure it comes up at least every couple of months, doesn't it? We badly need a new Republic Commando game. A squad, 4-man squad, elite troopers. That would just be amazing. But anyway, off tangent. We diverge a little bit, you know. But back to multiplayer.
Yoda, Darth Maul.
You get to go Rey. You get to go
Kylo Ren as well.
Kylo Ren. All of them.
You get to fly a Naboo starfighter. Which the shot looked fabulous where you're chasing the droids.
Is that the one with the guy floating in the building?
Yeah. It was lovely, and it was fabulous. And then the great bit where you've got the Republic
Suicide
Commandos.
by pilot.
That's it. The Republic Commandos all come into the area is clear, and all you hear is the double-bladed lightsaber comes in. It's like,
So what I think is really cool about obviously the new heroes that they're adding to it is Darth Maul. They purposely made him he cannot block because it would have been him way too powerful.
Yes.
So instead he has this spiral charge move, which basically minces everybody. As soon as you see Darth Maul, you're like, holy crap! Basically, turn and run. You
can't lightsaber helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So he was pretty awesome, and that's the only real hero that we saw on the gameplay reveal. Was mostly just Darth Maul. I think we saw guys go on those massive super droids.
Yes,
with a hand out, and the hand kind of flops down. The laser blaster kind of pops out and just hosing everybody down.
Because funnily enough, we had the battle droids and we had the normal droids.
The rolling ones with the shields that pop out. No, that was pretty awesome.
Maybe they've become enough because I love this.
You
get that lovely sound that you found in Phantom Menace when they put the shields on for the Naboo ones.
Yeah.
And it was this, which you get now in the original Battlefront, which will black as well, which would be great.
I know. Oh man, that would be incredible. But yeah, I'm sure they've got lots to unveil for that over the coming months because that comes out in October. It's not far away at all.
Yes, it's when we will be getting our hands on EGX. Guaranteed.
It must be.
I'm saying
that's
guaranteed.
I
really hope so.
Yeah, because there's no Battlefield this year, so this is the big multiplayer shooter for EA this year. Yes. So,
although there's no Battlefield, but another part of the EA conference was that this is a nice little segue
as well.
We didn't plan, but talking about Battlefront, it's nice to kind of go right into Battlefield 1.
Yes,
because they announced the new DLC
in the name of the Tsar.
Yeah,
it's the thing. Before we get into the In the Name of the Tsar, which looks incredible, the thing that kind of irks me a little bit is how long it's taking to get the DLC packs out for Battlefield 1.
Yes.
By this point, Battlefield 4 already had, it was on its 4th expansion pack.
That's right, because Battlefield 1's it's just coming up. Is it 2 years actually?
Oh, will be, yeah. No, 3 years. It was a launch game. It came out before the consoles and then it came out on launch for the PS4. So that's 3 years old now.
Wow.
But yeah, also that hasn't been supported because they've moved on to Battlefront 1 and then Battlefield 1. But it's the game that Battlefield 1 has been out since last November, I think it came out, or was it an October launch as well?
No, it was right about the same time as COD, I think it was.
Right about the same time, so it's usually that kind of November-ish window. No, I was sandwiched between Titanfall 2. So Titanfall 2 was sandwiched between Call of Duty, so it was an October launch for Battlefield 1, that's right. So it's been out since last October and we've only had one DLC pack, and that is, I can't even remember the name of it now.
Totally forgot as well, I know.
They Shall Not Pass, I think that's what it's called.
With the Zeppelin.
With the Zeppelins in the French army. Now, we're going to have to wait until September for the second DLC pack. Now, they have, basically on their stage presentation, they have admitted that this is going to be substantial.
Yeah.
Now, what makes me think when they say substantial, it's going to be more than just a few maps. And that trailer really did hint at that this is going to be a new war story as well as the multiplayer maps. And I'm really hoping that's the case. And that's awesome because we loved the campaign, the setup of it, different aspects of the war where you highlight one particular person, or in terms of the thing, the first story, it was the tank unit.
Yes.
They were just so well done and handled so kind of sensitively, and they were just damn good fun to play. Now, if they can add and a new chapter, new war story with each DLC pack. Well, not every DLC pack, but maybe the next 2 or 3 in terms of the season pass as well as multiplayer maps. Then that is going to make the season pass damn essential. Because those new maps look phenomenal.
Yeah. And I think, talking about that, this is Battlefield 1 is actually the first Battlefield of 3 iterations where I haven't bought the season pass right at the beginning. With it, I did it for Battlefield 4, did it for Battlefield 3. I don't know that I suppose because I hadn't seen enough yet. But if they are going to expand on it the way that we're hoping they're going to expand,
that would be just fantastic, I think. And the new setting, the new characters that they've introduced in the trailer for In the Name of the Tsar. Obviously, it's the Russian front this time, so all the maps are set in winter, which hasn't been done yet. It does look beautiful. So
it's the first big engine, isn't it? They use for this. Yeah. It's just they've got it working. It's just
it's an incredible engine, really, because they're using it for Battlefront 2, and the way that it just kind of scales for the technology. Obviously, it's going to look phenomenal on a PC, ultra specs, but the way it can scale and still look fantastic, still runs at that 60 frames per second.
Yes.
It's just incredible. I think it's going to be awesome.
Fabulous.
Can't wait for that one.